If you're looking to make solar simple, give Ron Domenico with AD Energy a call. All-day energy made simple. Solar solutions with zero down, options to lease or finance, and roofs and trees are no issue. Call Ron Domenico at 609-226-2802 and tell him you saw him on the Sports Box.
Well, hello again and welcome to the show that just like a stuffed pig on Thanksgiving Day, you want to get stuck. This is the Sports Box. The only opinion that matters. Hands up! It's right here. I am Mike Aletta, a.k.a. Hampton Mike, along with my partner, Brian, the Ranger Retard. Brian, how are you today?
I don't know about you. On Thanksgiving, I eat turkey.
Well, you never know. You mix it up a little bit.
You know, a little turducken?
A little turducken, yeah. You'll mix it up a little bit. Stuck pig, you know. A little bloated. You got to
Maybe
put
you're in
that
Hawaii, you know, a little, you know.
Yeah, you could do that too. So today we talk about the ruthless hit that was over this week by Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby smacking a guy. Well, Brian, you go into it. It's brutal.
Listen, for you NHL fans who saw the video, this was not pretty. You know,
if you like fingertips hanging.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby, the face of the NHL, decided to take a two-hand slash towards Senators defenseman Marc Methot. You see this. Listen, this is not G-rated. Don't send your kids out looking for it. But Marc Methot's fingertip was hanging on by a thread after this. You would think that in this NHL, where suspensions get handed out for some of the most stupid things you've seen, that maybe Sidney Crosby miss a game, maybe two, a little something. No, not even close.
Oh, wait a minute, we getting something? We have footage. We have footage. Can we show footage?
Here's a still.
Or is it G-rated?
Well, okay. We're gonna put up a still shot here. Children leave the room.
well, yeah, that's it.
Wow. Oh, jeez.
It's brutal. It's unbelievable. And for this guy we just heard today is not. The NHL's not going to take a suspension for this. They're not going to hand out a suspension. So that's unbelievable.
Pretty angry with Senators owner Eugene Melnick. He was quoted as saying, "Sometimes they miss these things. I hope this guy, who we all know who he is, the guy is just a whiner beyond belief." Listen, you do this kind of stuff, and I don't care who you are in the league. I don't care if you're the #1 player in the league. You should sit out a long time for this kind of crap. And he goes on. He was on fire here.
Yeah.
The guy lost the top of his finger. Did you see it? Oh, you see it. It's ugly. I wouldn't want to show that to anybody under the age of 25. You do anything that's almost a certain injury, and I think the only way to do it is to wipe the guy off the map, not for 1 or 2 games, or how about a season for a few of these guys now? That's a little extreme.
Well, personally, I think Bettman's a horse's ass, #1, and I'll say it on record because I've hated the guy for a long period of time now. And secondly, if you're going to get any kind of respect and go across the board with any kind of suspension or any kind of fine you do in the league, this has to be an absolute suspension. I don't care if it's Sidney Crosby. I don't care if it's any of your superstars in the NHL. You have to set a precedent that this cannot go on. And for them to say that Sidney Crosby did, I mean, what's the excuse? He didn't hit him in the finger? He came off. You saw the picture. You saw him across the picture. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. How do you not give this guy suspension? Even if you want to lowball it and give the guy 2 or 3 games, which I think he should probably get like 5 or 6, but you lowball and give the guy 2 or 3 just to say, okay, look, this guy's gonna. You don't give him anything.
It's a different set.
What are you condoning it? I mean, that's terrible.
It's a different set of rules, Mike. You know, I'm reminded of the playoffs in 1992. It was a second-round series between the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Adam Graves took a 2-hand slash to Mario Lemieux's wrist.
Yep.
Adam Graves was suspended for 4 games. Yep. He didn't see the ice again the rest of that season because the Rangers were eliminated in short order.
And if I remember, they jumped on that right away.
Oh, immediately.
They were like a day or 2. They were suspended, throw a suspension down.
You know what this reminds me of? The scene in The Departed. Now, there's certain guys you can't hit.
Right.
That's one of the guys you can't hit.
Yeah.
And again, it's just, you know, Marc Methot is a warrior defenseman, you know, big guy.
He didn't deserve that, though.
No.
There's no way he deserved
The fact is, Sidney Crosby and a certain group of guys just play by a different set of rules. I don't think it's good for the game. I think that it gives the, like you said, are you going to condone this behavior? Not even a hearing.
So now you're going to have Sidney Crosby, who's already known in the league to some people as a whiner and a baby and things to that effect. He is a great player, don't get me wrong, but you're going to give him this stereotype now, and now he's going to get off the hook for something that was obviously his fault, something that was malicious. You know what, to me, it doesn't give credibility to Batman or the league right now because that is terrible. Now, if a fight happens and somebody gets hit with a stick or something like that, they won't hesitate to get, like Zach Rinaldo. I mean, that was last year, but Zach Rinaldo, here's a guy who's not a named player, does a stupid penalty when he was with the Flyers, runs into the board. They don't hesitate. Well, against Dallas. Let's go back to the Dallas days. When he ran into Dallas, fought Dallas, I think it was Steve Ott at the time. Something stupid, gave him five, six games like nothing. Here's a superstar player who takes off the tip of a finger to an Ottawa Senator and doesn't get anything. I'm appalled by it. I really am.
But not even that. And
as a hockey fan,
yes, listen. We had this discussion recently about the NBA and star players missing games, and you're going to say, "Well, are you going to have Sidney Crosby miss games?" Yeah, because he's got to know not to do this.
Correct.
He can't think that he operates under a different set of rules than everybody else because he's freaking Sidney Crosby. Don't care. Don't care. And you know, if this thing was reversed, Marc Methot wouldn't see the ice the rest of the season for the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, if we were looking 10, 15 years ago and this happened and there was no suspension, I can almost guarantee you that the puck wouldn't even get dropped before somebody goes after Sidney Crosby.
Oh, different game.
We're in a different game now. I understand that now, but this is going to be interesting in the next couple of games to see who is going to try to reprimand us. I don't think they play Ottawa anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, and they won't in the playoffs unless it gets to maybe the third round. But again, it's just I don't think you're doing Sidney Crosby any favors this behavior because he's going to do it again.
Yeah.
He's a guy you're trying to market as the face of your league. I mean, what are you trying to tell the kids? This is okay. You should go out on the ice in your pickup game against your friends and chop somebody's finger off. I mean, that's what Sidney Crosby does.
I mean, I don't think he's going to obviously do something like this again. But I mean, he's going to know that he's going to be chippy and he's going to get away with it. That's exactly the thing.
Mike, he's a dirty player.
He's
a dirty player.
He is.
Not that long ago, it was actually earlier this week. Sidney Crosby, hits Ryan O'Reilly of the Buffalo Sabres right in the groin. Because he's Sidney Crosby. The guy dives.
Yep.
The guy, John Tortorella, he was a coach of the Rangers. He said that organization whines about this stuff more than anybody else. They have these two whining superstars. If it went the other way, it would be hell to pay.
You talk about 5-6 years ago, the NHL put into that they want to stop fights. They jump in right away. As soon as guys look at each other, they jump in and break it up. And for the most part, they've probably done a good job of cleaning up the fights that if people wanted to say
stage fights.
Correct. Yeah. That they want to see stop fights in the league. But in the same sense, if you want to stop this kind, you don't want to get in a whole different animal with guys getting hurt and only getting suspended a game or two, or in this case, not getting suspended at all because it's going to continue and the anger is going to continue and it's just going to bubble over and you're going to get a sport that needs people to watch it now and people aren't going to watch. But
you're pissing off the fans of the 20 other teams in the league.
Yep, exactly. And you can tell me all day long people want to see fights and this and that and this kind of activity, but guess what? Methot is a guy that earns his money day in and day out in the NHL. He's got a family to feed. He's playing the game he loves and can play well because he's at that level. But now he can't play because his fingertip was chopped off.
He's going to miss at least 10 games.
Correct. And how much is Sidney Crosby going to miss?
None.
None.
It's an Ottawa team trying to get that #1 seed in the Atlantic
Division. Everybody they can.
It's top pairing defenseman. Hey, but Sidney gets off scot-free.
Exactly.
I think you undermine the integrity of your game when you do this.
Yep. The inmates run the asylum.
Yeah.
And your superstar, you let him off the hook again. It's an absolute disgrace.
Nope.
There's no way to slice this any way out. You can say whatever you want. And even Pittsburgh fans out there, Darren Cooper, I'd love to hear your comments about this because
Andy Fetta,
it's an absolute freaking disgrace that Sidney Crosby does not get suspended. Personally, I think it should be a 4 or 5 game suspension, but hey, I'm not the commissioner. I'm not. Thank God, I'm not a douchebag. So
it's all about the dough, right?
Screw you, Batman, you asshole! How's that? Is that clear enough for you? I hate you, Batman!
If we could get subscribers for everybody in the hockey world that hates Gary Bettman, tell you what.
God, we'd be loaded.
Yeah.
We'd be loaded.
We would have the hottest YouTube channel in the world.
So in another sense, real quick, the league is saturated as enough it is, but let's bring in the Las Vegas Golden Knights because they pay a fee to get in the league. Yeah, that's good. That means piece of shit. Anyway, let's get out before I start flipping.
It's all about the money.
Oh my God. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of the Sidney Crosby joke of no suspension. Keep an eye out. We always have good stuff coming.
Absolutely. Wonderful graphic in front of you shows you where you can find us. And if you hate Sidney Crosby, if you hate Gary Bettman, guess what? Join us.
Right.
Make sure you're following us on Twitter at SportsBuck Show, on Facebook at SportsBuck Show.
Yep.
All you wrestling fans out there, we're right in the middle of our 33 Days of WrestleMania series on our Facebook page. Keep an eye out too on the YouTube channel because we're going to be previewing WrestleMania 33 in the not too distant future. And you football fans, the draft's coming up.
30 days.
Absolutely. We're going to do our best to get a fan of every team to kind of analyze where their team might go in the draft.
Yep.
It's going to be a really fun endeavor for us, so make sure you keep an eye on it.
If you want to come on the show and talk about your team, you think you know a lot, write us, let us know. We'll let you know if we can use you or not because we're always looking for new fans to come in. So remember, at the Sports Box, the only opinion that matters.
Well,
it's not with Sidney Crosby.
It is right here, but I would have given him 10 games.
10.
So my opinion apparently didn't matter.
10. Boy, I guess I was supposed to give him 4 or 5 games.
Marc Methot's going to miss 10 games.
Well, yeah.
Punk.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, all about the love. Sidney Crosby, you suck, and bet me you blow. Bye.
This episode of the Sports Box is brought to you by Mic'd Up Entertainment and DJ Mike Velardi. For all of your event planning needs, make sure you contact Mike at 609-864-5925 and tell him that you saw him on the Sports Box.
1, 2, 3.
Don't forget to subscribe.